In this video, I'm traveling to Japan to find the perfect koi fish for my backyard pond. There's a tiny village in the Yamakoshi Mountains of Japan that is known for producing the world's largest high-quality koi that can sometimes sell for up to millions of dollars. Koi fish, they're at the center of almost every pond in the world, but most people rarely know the history behind this fish. While many people just assume it's an overgrown goldfish, it's not even related to the goldfish. Koi are actually a type of carp, and 400 years ago, farmers here in Japan started selectively breeding these fish for their colors and patterns. Eventually, regular competitions started to take place, where thousands of fish would be entered to name the top koi. Judges and buyers pay close attention to the fish's skin, body shape, size, and even how it moves in the water. The most important quality, though, is its color, and there are now over 100 different varieties of koi, although the most popular types, and often the ones that win the shows, are the 3 red and white varieties. Red and white are important colors in Japanese culture, and the koi fish as a whole has become a massive symbol of good luck and fortune in Japan. The best example of this is when the grand champion koi fish in 2017 sold for $1.8 million, making it the most expensive fish ever sold. In recent years, the hysteria has reached an all-time high, and now koi collectors, investors, and breeders are flocking here to the Yamakoshi Mountains in search of the next big fish. This made me want to find out more about the secrets of the Yamakoshi village and see for myself how these breeders are creating koi fish so perfect and expensive. I've decided to surprise my mom with a ticket to join me because so many of you have commented that I should let her choose my next fish. She's also been asking for koi fish for a very long time. With the hopes of finding some special fish for our newly built pond, we made our way to the airport to begin the long journey to Yamakoshi. First, we had a 13-hour flight from Chicago to Tokyo.
Just got to Japan.
Welcome to Japan.
Alright, so we're at Shibuya Crossing, the world's largest intersection and crosswalk, and you can see everyone's lining up. Seriously, one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed. We spent the night sightseeing Japan's busy capital, a mix between ultra-modern neon-lit skyscrapers and traditional historic temples.
Pretty cool.
After sightseeing in Tokyo for a night, it was now time to take the bullet train. It's going to be a 3-hour ride to Nagaoka, which is the closest major city to where all the koi breeders live. You can see we've left the city, we're traveling through the countryside.
No more tickets, no more trains. Hey Carol, nice to meet you.
I'm good. Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
We're here with Tim from Koi Trips and Brian from Fitz's Fish Ponds. Both are expert koi collectors and sellers. They're going to be taking us around to the different breeders, helping us carefully select the right koi.
Brian, where are we right now?
We are at Shintaro Koi Farm. They breed Gosanke, so Kawaku, Sanke, and Showa.
As you can see, this one's called Shintaro, maker of dreams. Can you explain to me why this one's called Shintaro?
That's just the family name. Saito's their last name, but Shintaro's the name of the koi farm.
And how long has he been doing this?
Himself, 35 years, but the family, maybe like 80 years. This is the owner of Shintaro Koi Farm.
So this is pretty crazy. I was just told that the price for one of Shintaro's fish could range anywhere from between $2,000 and $100,000 US.
So wait, do the fish not really mind being handled that way?
They've been handled their whole life that way, right?
Only by him, they don't move. Me, they shake like crazy.
The fish whisperer.
Brian, show me which ones you own and why you're leaving them here to grow up. So you own how many fish in here?
About 18. Yeah, it's called azukari, right? So we buy a fish that has potential. Azukari means in care of. We leave it here to grow out, and they take care of it, they grow it, and then we see the potential of it. And either I sell it, or I think it's gonna be really good, and then I keep it and grow it again to sell it later on when it's worth more money.
Some people invest in Bitcoin, some people invest in stocks. You got real estate. My man Brian here chose koi.
Tim, how are these separated?
These ones have always been the best koi. A lot of fish in there belong to customers, and the same in that side in there. The body shape, the actual markings, where the pattern is, and the quality of the fish. We bought it when it was this size, and it's doing exactly what we wanted it to do by leaving it here.
Tim, my next question is,
Why are these ones in a basket like that?
Somebody came in and bought them the other night. I think they were from Vietnam, and then they'll be just segregated until they're shipped.
That's how they get separated. It's like a basket.
we're back at Shintaro's house. We got invited to go inside, eat lunch with them, spend some time with them, so this should be pretty interesting.
Good English, good English. Oh, okay.
His father there on the right, which was Shosuke, who died a couple of years ago, and Saito took over from that. He was the first one to breed koi at this farm. So, and now his son is in training to take over. In Japan, it works that the eldest son takes over everything. So once that happens, then they get everything, and you know, everything gets transferred over, and his father will just become staff.
You would be staff, George.
Yeah.
You would be staff.
Yeah.
Staff.
Hefe.
Thank you. Maker of dreams. Dreams do come true. Thank you.
Thank you.
The building on this one is a lot more modern. It looks like it's almost brand new.
Yeah, yeah. They just finished it.
So between all the houses, to prevent disease, there's a foot wash to get in. Just smush our feet around. So from koi house to koi house, we're not going to transfer any koi disease or parasites or anything like that.
Okay. The last guy didn't have any of these yellow ones.
These are karasugoi. This guy does a lot of different varieties.
When it's got no scales, it's a doitsu. Doitsu is the scaleless.
These are all for sale. First tank, second tank, third tank, fourth tank, all have different prices. Most to least.
So these are what's kind of the middle of the road right here.
Yeah.
I will take...
I see the first fish I want.
Guys, look at all of these. Cool koi.
Greg, I need to make my pond bigger.
You know what? This is about the maximum size you can fit in your pond.
That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking like some of these medium-sized ones maybe.
So these fish are actually a lot bigger than they look on your screen. These ponds are massive, and so the koi fish look a lot smaller than they really are. So Greg has decided to buy some fish from here, and as Tim is pulling them out, you see just how big they are.
You see one you like yet?
Not yet. Well, I see lots that are beautiful, but we're going to 15 places. I have to wait.
I love my job.
I just laughed.
No, he
just
has
laughed.
to say it. I know my job.
We're leaving our American influence on these Japanese breeders.
Man, it's awesome.
Welcome to my koi house. Everything free today, one day only.
So a lot of these Japanese koi breeders, they have multiple facilities. They don't keep all of their fish just in one place. So sometimes they'll keep their baby koi in one area, their like medium-sized koi in another area, and then their big koi, like their really expensive or prize collection fish, in another area.
That last one was really pretty because of the eye.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Sometimes they'll be roaming around too. We'll see him just like tied up to a stump on the side of the mountain. Tim's had standoffs with them on the road.
They do not move.
The only other animal up here besides koi are bulls.
Bulls.
Why is that?
Because they fight the bulls. It's nothing like gruesome Spanish type of thing. They take these two huge animals and they have a stare out competition, and it's the first one to move. These are like prized possessions, and it's just a good hobby for them, and they never get endangered, they're never ever hurt or anything like that. It's just a cool thing.
How much do these bulls go for?
I would imagine 30 grand, 50 grand, something like that. I don't know, but they are looked after better than anything.
Where are we now?
We're at Izumiya Koi Farm, and he's famous for the big golden ogons, and he's got some monster stuff in here. It was the first retail outlet.
What is that? What do you mean when you say
Well,
that?
the first place really where people could stop and just walk into a separate facility instead of people's homes or something like that.
These are yellow.
Yamaguki Ogan. Yamabuki Ogan.
First try. This is the breeder who breeds the most famous Yamabuki in the world.
There you have it, folks. The most
Famous Yamabukis in the world. This is where they're bred. They're right here.
Look at that, 18-month-old Pikachus.
Yeah.
What we got over here?
Huge koi.
These are massive, yeah.
So we're here at Izumiya.
And there's some monsters in here. That's like the size of a small human. Look at these beasts.
This is a fry pond where some of the baby koi are kept until they get bigger.
We're in the Yamakoshi Mountains, Mushigami, where like koi originated.
This area is where the very first koi was ever bred.
A village maybe 5 minutes from here.
We're about to see one of the best breeders in all of Japan. These guys supposedly have just absolutely crazy varieties and types of koi. Look at this. This is a koi wonder of the world. a koi farm, this massive circular koi pond. This has to be one of the craziest things I've seen in all of my travels. Clearly this place has the nicest, the rarest, the biggest koi. You can tell instantaneously just how special a lot of these koi are.
And the average price to buy a single fish in this pond is between $10,000 and $30,000 US dollars.
There's over $1 million in koi in this one pond. So this breeder's truck has just arrived for the morning shipment. Every morning, new fish are caught in the mud ponds. They're brought here on the truck and they're unloaded into the main koi house. So it's happening right now and they are transferring them inside.
It's a Shiba Inu, the little Japanese hunting dog.
All right, so we have just now traveled to the other side of the mountain. We're at yet another koi breeder.
All right, Brian, where's this place?
This is Marseille Koi Farm near Ojiya. Just wait till we get inside. It's an amazing place. It's unbelievable. He ships out about 300 boxes of koi a day. That's a shipment going out today. Look at that.
Hi. So what's he doing?
Wait, watch out. We're the first people to see these fish since they went in last May.
That would have been our first casualty.
What makes this place special?
He has a huge variety of a ton of fish and a lot of good fish for like dealers. You look around, there's just thousands and thousands of koi here. He feeds 2 tons of food a day. Those are all of his auto feeders over there. Just imagine the size like your small auto feeder on your fish tank. He's doing 2 tons a day out of all those. So it's insane.
You guys want to see something crazy? Check this out.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
Dude, this is magical.
It certainly smells like fish in here.
What do you think?
Oh, there's some huge, beautiful ones. But I want little ones for the pond.
All the little babies.
All the little babies.
So where are we again?
Dainichi Koi Farm. He's just world famous, has some of the best go sanke, kawaku, sanke shawa. There'll be koi in here worth $250,000 and upward. This koi house we're in cost $10 million to build. Woo!
This is apparently the most famous koi breeder in all of Japan. This is like really high-end koi. People that want to flex, have the money, they come here.
Some of those in there have won Grand Champion awards at the major Japanese shows.
Literally torpedoes in the water.
All of the koi in this pond are supposedly minimum $50,000, and they can go all the way up until $200,000. It's kind of insane that people are willing to spend that much money for koi. In addition, you're gonna spend like $5,000 a year to keep them here, to have the breeder feed them and take care of them and have them grow out to get even bigger and hopefully be worth more one day. The amount of money that they're spending on some of these facilities is absolutely insane. Brian, where are we?
We're going to one of his Tosai houses at Dainichi. So same farm we were before, but some of the smaller fish.
Look at these, dude. These are sweet. That one is insane.
Dainichi has some fire koi, guys. Oh my god, this is insane. These are some of the coolest koi I've seen on the entire trip.
We're at Marseille's other koi house. He keeps some of his massive stock over here, and just another place to keep fish because he has 6 houses and so many koi. So it's good to have other facilities in case everything goes down or something like that.
As you drive on these narrow roads that weave throughout the village, you'll experience some incredible landscapes with everything from flat plains and grassy slopes to a mountainous super green forest. We were surprised to find out, however, that this serene and picture-perfect place held a memory of a tragic and unforgettable natural disaster.
So in 2004, an earthquake happened here in Japan.
All the roads into the Yamakoshi Mountains were destroyed, requiring residents to be evacuated from the village by helicopter. The earthquake had flooded their ponds, demolished their homes, and after weeks of aftershocks, people desperately rushed back to save their koi, using helicopters to try to fly them to temporary ponds. Unfortunately, 30 people lost their lives that day, and with thousands of koi fish completely wiped out, farming facilities were crushed and the koi industry was set on the brink of extinction.
This is the earthquake bell. This is the monument they made, and then they hit that on the 23rd of October at the time.
It displaced a lot of people, and it certainly had a rippling effect on the neighborhoods up here in the mountains. They actually ended up moving a lot of people down more towards the cities. No more kids really live up here. And now, for the most part, the only reason you're coming up here is for the koi. They also mentioned that you always want to keep a lookout for birds, because on the day of the earthquake, everyone was saying how they didn't see any birds, and at 6 p.m. that day, the earthquake hit. And this bell is the memorial that they use to remember that earthquake.
Although the earthquake had taken everything they had, eventually they began to rebuild. You can tell just by driving through the village that the koi means so much more to them than just a colorful fish. It's their entire livelihood, and with the history and effort that goes into it, you can see why everyone here takes so much pride in creating these swimming jewels. They truly are a living work of art.
We are here in the magical mountains of Nagaoka, Japan. From these two ponds that you see in the background, you're gonna be harvesting some koi.
For most of the year, the koi are kept in these massive mud ponds that are meant to grow the fish while they are barely visible. But every year in October, they're pulled out for a 1 month long period where they're examined and either sold or put back in the mud ponds to keep growing. We are here during this special time to help the koi breeders with their annual harvest. It's pretty cool because there's actually a news station here as well documenting this harvest for the national news.
So we're gonna be putting on these suits so that we don't get dirty. You ready for this, Mom?
Yes,
You ready to get dirty and get in there and catch some koi?
I'm ready to get muddy and help harvest these beautiful fish. How do I look?
You look great, Mom. It's great. It's awesome. It's beautiful.
The maker of dreams.
Dreams are 100% coming true today. And to complete the look, to complete the fit,
Thank you.
we got the hats. Thank you very much. This is awesome.
They're throwing the nets out right now. They're casting for the fish, and they're just making a big circle, so they're gonna capture all of them within this net. What do you think?
It's an honor to be here to see after 7 months what they're gonna pull out. I mean, can you imagine having your fish out here for 7 months, not seeing what they look like until today?
And we are slowly but surely corralling all the koi. You can zoom in and you can see them in the middle there, pulling them to shore.
There's the expert right there, making sure that the newbies are doing it the correct way.
Now we start pulling them in.
Yeah.
All right, so we've nearly brought all of the fish to shore here.
You see that? Look at them. Greg, knee deep. What is this?
They don't jump out.
So what they're doing now is they're raising the nets, putting those stakes in, trying to create this barricade, and that little pool is where we're gonna be picking them up, and then we're gonna end up throwing them into that truck.
Oh, wow.
That's a big one.
Wow, he's massive. Wow.
Oh, that's
Wow.
a big one.
Woo, that was good.
Wow, Pond Dad is a pro.
Get out of here, man.
Yay. Hold him there.
Oh my gosh.
Not drop that.
Right on.
Wow, look at how big this one is.
It's responsible for all the baby koi, so you really can't put a price on it. Look at that.
And he is going back home to the main crib.
Well, I guess it is floating.
You got him, Mom?
I think so.
Watch the net. Pick the net up over here. Look.
Oh, here you go. I got one. Oops. I got one and I lost one.
So they're bagging them up to take them to the truck now. Because look how many koi we got in here. There's gotta be like at least 7 or 8 massive gems right here.
You want the head to go in first.
Wow. So this water is a little bit warmer. So they have an aerator in here so that as we're driving them back, they're gonna provide them with plenty of oxygen.
Yeah, we're pumping pure oxygen just a little bit into here, so the fish will be fine until we get back to the koi house. That's what they told me, and I trust them. So
Look how many koi we got.
many.
In this massive bin. I would say pond 1, mission accomplished. You did okay.
Oh, I feel bad. I didn't really get it well, you know.
So, well, you get another chance because we're about to go do pond number 2 now. We get a second chance at this, or at least you do. I think I did
The koi
pretty
are
well.
extremely slippery. I mean, they're so slippery, it's unbelievable. I don't know how anyone catches them to begin with.
Time to bag these bad boys up. Love this guy. He's the nicest guy ever. Are you ready?
Yes.
What do you think? Did we do a good job or a bad job?
Yeah, good job.
So, how old are you?
24.
24. So how soon are you taking over?
Maybe this month finish.
At the end of this month, you're gonna control.
Father decide.
Father decides. He is the second son,
Yeah.
but your older brother decided he didn't want to take over the farm. He wanted to do what? Something else, right?
Yeah.
So it is gonna get passed down to him.
See you soon.
We arrived. So we're back at the koi house and they're about to unload the koi that we caught.
So these are the breeder's most important fish. Without these koi, they couldn't run a business. These can produce the babies that they need. So the quality of these fish is not in the aesthetic wise, but the quality is how they produce.
The breeding power.
Yeah, the breeding power. So these are the most important fish that they own, and they're priceless. These are priceless. You know, these are truly priceless fish.
So guys. Video because
This one is 12 years old.
Okay, hold on. One moment. Here, get ready, buddy.
Did he carry it or no?
Greg, remember, buddy, you break or you buy her.
We use all this muscle for this. Which one? Whoa! Wow!
Hey, let me see, Greg. Look at
Which one?
So these are all the fish that we caught today. These are some giants, big boys and girls in here. And what they make are these little babies. All these little babies. That's what those guys are responsible for making. These are some bigger ones. You want one of these, Mom?
I definitely want one of these. I really want to get one from Shintaro, because the maker of dreams, because we've had such an incredible experience with him. It would just be cool to have a fish is from Shintaro.
All right, so I told my mom to pick out a couple of the teenage little Shintaros. That way they could grow up in our pond back home in Chicago. Now I tried to explain to my mom, hey, they may not be able to catch the exact one that you want. There's hundreds in here. But Shintaro and his 2 sons were just so nice, and they went out of their way to spend an extra 20 minutes to catch the 2 exact individual fish that my mom wanted. I thought there was no way that they were actually going to be able to catch them, but they did.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely one of the 2 that we wanted.
Yeah, that's definitely one of our guys. Beautiful. Oh, he's so cute. About 6 months old?
Yeah.
So massive thank you to Shintaro and family. You guys just made this experience so unbelievable. Couldn't be happier to have selected our first 2 koi from Shintaro.
We watched as they unloaded the remaining koi into the ponds we had seen before. During this process, they were evaluating each fish to make sure that it was okay, as well as making mental notes for any new growth it had made in its months outside. Now it was time to prepare for the final day, in which we would select any remaining koi that we liked from other breeders to finish the collection for our backyard pond.
The final day, and we got to pick out our koi.
Can't wait.
We've been searching and searching, but today is definitely the day that we got to pull trigger on some koi here.
I'm pretty excited. I've seen so many, and I want to go pick out my little pretty babies.
So we're about to head into this breeder, and we're gonna see if they've got some koi for us to pick out. Tim and Brian say they got an awesome selection for a very good price. We're about to go ahead there and check it out. All right, so we arrived at Marisai Koi Farm. My mom and I had 1 hour to pick out our koi, and our goal was to pick out 8 because you need 8 to fill a box. So we were gonna get 1 box to meet this quantity requirement. So she started pointing at different fish, and I do my very best to scoop them up, put them in this blue bin. Brian stepped in, he started helping me out. I think he realized that I was starting to stress out over which koi to choose. We had to narrow it down. We could only choose 8. This was a little harder said than done. We started removing the koi that we definitely did not like. We got these umbrellas. People here always would use umbrellas to look at their fish in the blue bins because it would protect the water from any glare. And when you get really close and you use the umbrella, then you could see the fish a lot better. Then I had this really good idea. This blue bin is going to be my final choices. So then from there, I was able to really start narrowing it down. Here you can see me transferring all my favorites into the new blue bin. And basically what we were going for is we just wanted a really good variety. We wanted 1 of each kind of color and 1 of each kind of type. So at this point we had I think like 7 fish, and I think we needed like 1 more. Everyone else had already bought their fish, and so like people were just sort of waiting on me to finalize my decision. So yeah, I was getting kind of nervous. And then boom, I found him. It was this yellow fish right here. Super bright yellow, and I absolutely loved this fish. This was the perfect color to balance out the reds and oranges.
I finally chose the fish that I want. 8 per box. They're in this tub right here.
I think it's a solid variety. If these are all gonna go in 1 pond, 8 from Marisay. You got about 8 per
George picked out these 8 koi. We're gonna put them in a holding cage until they're shipped home. Great picks, George.
All of these guys are coming home to Chicago, Illinois.
So Brian is picking them up. These are all my fish right here.
And he's putting them into a holding container. And so these are gonna be held until when?
Until springtime in Chicago when it's warm enough to put the fish in the pond. So we'll keep them in New Jersey and ship them right to your front door, or maybe you'll come over to Jersey and pick them up.
Bye koi. We'll see you in the spring. We'll be
Can't wait to have you home. We just picked out all of our koi. It's very exciting, and can't wait to get them home.
How many whole did you guys get?
Picked out 8.
So we got a whole box of them.
Ocho.
Are we going to
the
have-
Ocho mom.
Are we going to have to like expand our pond?
That will happen. It always does. The average person gets 3 ponds. Big, bigger, biggest.
Oh, wait till Dad finds out.
I did my best, so I think we picked out 8 really unique koi for my pond. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. All right, Mom, what do you think of the koi we just caught?
I love them. I think that we did a good job. I have to admit, it was a little bit stressful.
It was very stressful, yeah. We did a good job.
I think we did.
12G pond is gonna be
Awesome.
Yeah, we're just excited now at this point to get home, get our pond ready, and get our fish in there. So
Finally.
look at that. You can see the mountains in the background.
I want to thank all of you for watching to the end of this video. I'll link below and on your screen the next video where we're going to be unboxing and putting them into our backyard pond. Don't forget to give this video a like, and also if you're ever interested in coming on your own koi trip, I'll leave Tim's page in the description below. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, remember to keep those nitrates low. George, out.